Okay, let's start this day with a prayer. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this wonderful day. Bless my students who are now taking their first day for week number lesson number 5 for our CCM class. I hope that they are safe in their own homes and they will learn in all things today. As we soon pray, Amen. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Okay, so good morning. I hope that you're not having any much trouble using this big blue button since we have difficulties or limitation with Google Meet. They already announced that it will be a slash to 30 minutes or 60 minutes per session. Parking is just upon sa business because since they already know that Google Meet is used for online classes because of this COVID-19 pandemic. So they are now trying to commercialize their services. So before, you will know that actually that's part of the industry, the IT industry, that whenever there is a demand, you can now apply several changes. Sometimes drastic changes. Wala siya kihok ni may mga client to the application. So once you used to it, you get used to it. So most of the time, we don't have any choice but to move on. So that is also a tip for you guys. Whenever you will design for a startup or a project, which will also be part of our, which is our terminal requirement or final requirement for the CC101 class, you'll be submitting a proposal for an application. So I have here James, Jefferson, Jason, and Marlon. So, okay, let's start. Now, this time, we'll now be exploring BSIS and BSIT. So that is um, close to your heart. So we will get to know now what's the difference between BSIS and BSIT. Just a quick um, background there. Before, ang nila is ang mga estudyante daw na dili daw makaya ang BSIT na program or course, mahagbong daw sa BSIS or Information Systems. Now, that is a very discriminating na statement. Even before also when ang na-exist pa lang is si ComSci or Computer Science and si BSIT Information Technology, kung nag-resulte that katong mabugo daw math is maadto daw sa BSIT. Right ka, programming, math, and all the right ka sa computing na area, mag-ComSci ka. That was before because wala pa na klaro kung unsa jud ang differences sa kada computing degree. Even way back in my college years, there are a lot of times that ComSci and IT will be in one class with a shared statistical subject. But this time, wala na ko nakita sa curriculum na pareho ang kwaon ni BSIT o ni ComSci. So programming siguro maybe if we do have here a sa BCC, we do have a computer BS ComSci maybe, but you can check that on the CMO. CMO 25 series of 2015. Verify if naapay mga subjects na pareho ang ComSci, IS, and IT for the new curriculum. Now, I would like to ask Jason. Jason. Hello, Jason. Jason, can you hear me? That's Jason. Si Jefferson yun lang kay okay ang audio Jefferson. Can you hear me?
Sir,
Yes, hi, good morning. Um,
morning, sir.
umana ba kasi mo ang kuan ang mga worksheet for week number 4?
Wala pa na man, sir, pero nag-start na ko, sir.
Sige. Can you tell me first, asa naman imo nahuman ba? Asa nimo na nabuhat?
Wait lang, sir, ah.
Sige, sige.
Nagpasudlon sa nako ni si Juan, sir.
Kasi, magchika sa
Ako
nini,
ang kuya,
Jason.
sir.
Sige, si Jason. Jason.
Yes, sir.
Umana kasi mo ang worksheet for lesson 4.
Noong kabaligas sa mga itatong kwan, sir, mga BSIS nga interview yun, sir.
Pwede
Bagay niyo
makamabuan.
pa, sir.
Ha? Pwede makamabuan. You can actually search it sa internet or sa Facebook. Actually, advantage na karoon no kay naka-social media na ang tanan kay because of the pandemic. So, make take advantage of the opportunity that to reach out to people. Daghan kay, you know what? Kani mga tao nga mga comsci kani sila try to search for programmers or anyone. Di ba mag-leave man sila og email address. Oo. Kung mag-leave man sa email address. Now, do not be afraid to email them. Pwede nyo siya i-email. Majority of those
Sige, sir.
people kay mo-reply dyan na sila. Oo. So, ayaw kahadlok kapag kayo mo kanakuan na kayo sila ulit ka na wala high-end na yung programmer mo. Because ang tinuod na programmer jud is willing na sila mo tabag. Daghan kaayo nga kanang kuan mga Facebook groups na sa mga programmers, mga developers, network administrator. Just look for those Facebook. You can actually join those groups if you want. Then you can conduct an interview. Very easy.
Yes, sir.
Kana ha, muna tip. So, dili kailangan mo gawas. I know that delikado karon especially nga daghan cases sa karon taas ang cases sa COVID. What you can do is look for resources sa social media. Okay.
Sige, sir.
Okay. So, let's move on. So, today, we'll be discussing the continuation of the getting to know IT. So last time we talked about ComSci and computer engineering. This time, we now move forward to the information system and the BSIT, information technology. This is our first time that we'll be using the big blue button. So it's okay that your camera is off as long as you can hear me. Later on, I will ask, call your name too if I have questions, if you want your participation in this class. So before we start with our lesson, I would like to introduce to you there are 30 most influential computer scientists alive today. Now, I've searched for several resources regarding famous computer engineer, famous information system analyst, or famous systems analyst, but I cannot find any. But it led me to this, the 13 most influential computer scientists alive today, kung kabuhi pa sila. This was published June 2020, so recent lang siya. So, I will not going to put into details their successes or their contribution, but I want you to observe the the lineup. So, one should parade of nations. So, How are these people included in the 30 most influential computer science scientists? Number one is leadership. They were um, chosen because they are not just developers. So they were able to manage a company or manage people. So they, in other words, they were not able to do it by themselves. So they have to have several people to help them in order to come up with these innovations or these ideas. Applicability. Applicability is refers to the the usage or the relevance of their innovation or their product. Kumbaga, nagamit pa siya not just in one sector but around the world. Yan. Of course, awards and recognition. So para maingon ka ng legit, you need to be acknowledged. So, taga sa mga awards and citations, not just by local, international award-giving bodies, and others. Maybe they have other things that they have done, such as entrepreneurial, service-oriented, charity, connection. So they're not just after the profit, but they also wanted to help somebody. So those are the criteria. And I do hope that you will look for those four criteria for you to be able to be included in the most influential information systems analyst, maybe. So first is from Denmark. We only have one person from Denmark. It's Bjørn Straustrup. He is the developer of the C++. So I hope that you are familiar with C++. So we also have from the Netherlands, we have Guido van Rossum. From Japan is Yukihiro Matsumoto. From Mexico, he is actually a Mexican-American developer. We have Miguel de Icaza. New Zealand, we have Ben Goodger. From South Africa, we have Elon Musk. In the United Kingdom, we have Sophie Williams. And the father, or the official father of the internet, we have Tim Berners-Lee. From Finland, we have Linus Torvalds, who's the creator of Linux, and Michael Widenius. Sweden, we have David Axmark and Nicholas Wirth. From Canada, we have Brian Kernighan, James Gosling, and Rasmus Lerda. And from the United States of America, we have 15, 15 computer scientists that contributed their works to the world. Now, the Philippines. Okay. Vincent. Hi there. Vincent, can you hear me? Hello, Vincent. Vincent, are you there? Hello? Need a public chat. Ah, okay. Vincent. Wala kayong microphone. Sige, if you don't have a microphone, okay. This question is for everyone. Just type your guess. And my question is, how many computer scientists was able to make it in the top 30 most influential computer scientists alive today from the Philippines? You type in your answer in the public chat box, the public chat session. Go there. Again, the question is, how many Filipino computer scientists was able to make it or included in the top 30 most influential computer scientists alive today? Sige. Gamay na biya James, si Jefferson. Duha ka Jefferson Fernando, si Jason, Marlon, o si Vincent. Sige, type in your answer. Si Jason, ano yung answer? 0. Gusto man. Jefferson, 1. Marlon, 3. How about si Jeffermy and James o si Marlon? Ayun si Marlon. Si James, 0. Si Jeffermy, 2. Sige. Okay, so let's see. The answer is, there you go. Okay. Work in progress. Coming soon. So, here's my question. Ngano kaya na ang Pinoy, hawad minute siya? Meaning to say, example, daghang nag-outsource ato from different countries. Remember, the Philippines is now the top provider of outsourcing employees or outsource employees kana mga call centers na to. So, kita na ang number 1. That means to say, we are good in the field of IT and communication. We also have a lot of programmers that are now hired internationally. But why is it that Filipinos are not included on the developer or the innovator side? Kumbaga, poor. How man pa? And to think, among the 30 most influential, there's only one from Asia, which is Japan. Isa na po siya. Diba? Wala Chinese. Then, they say that Asians are very good in mathematics. So therefore, dapat how to programming. Why? Sige daw, if your microphone is not working, please type your answer in the chat box. Yung question ng ano walay Pinoy sa top 30 most influential. Punta na siya sa 31, but I don't think so. Diba? So
Wala yung na-develop, sir.
Ngano, si Jason.
Wala na-develop na software.
Okay, ngano kayang walay na-develop? Para nang, are you sure na walay na-develop ng software ang Pinoy?
Anong dili kay cancer ba? Dili kilala nga ng software.
Sige. Sa inyo kayong pagtuo, kung saan kaya nato, para ang angkas, dagam jud kay kanang kuano, dagam jud kay kanang applications karon nga Pinoy jud ang brand. We have the brand sa cellphone gani, Tunay Philippines, Cherry Mobile ba? Okay na siya. But Cherry Mobile manufacture siya sa China. But a lot of things, karaoke, karaoke was invented by a Filipino. There was a car invented na instead na fuel or kanang yeah, gasoline, water ang iyang kuan ginabutan. They also said that the fluorescent light was invented by a Filipino. Daghan pa. Dr. Jose Rizal was a great inventor. But ngano karon sa modern world, walay Pinoy na nag-top. Ihawd man ang Pinoy, di ba, maghimog ka ng magkuri-kuri. Ngano, di ba, tanawa, United States mismo, there are 15 kabuok na influencers. Sige daw. Kung sa kayo kulang sa Pinoy para ma-appeal ka sa top 30. Ikaw, Jason. While others are
Mura
typing.
kinahanglan makauna-unag sariling ideya sir nga unique nga magamit yun.
Kanya isa na siya. What else? Kung sa kayo dapat bag-uhon na to as Filipino para mahimo tang kilala sa tibuok kalibutan. Nadri budget. James yung budget, sir. Kulang og budget and support. That's good. That's actually true. Because, di ba, ang atuang mga innovation kay either sa Department of Science and Technology, agi pa siya o DTI. But this time, we have the DICT, the Department of Information and Communication Technology, who actually encouraging every Filipino, not just students, but every innovators to create something. But, okay, I just need to tell you this. This is a true story. Remember that kuan katong naka-appeal mi atong sa Iloilo when we got the third place for the innovation. Okay lang Vincent kung wala yung mic, you can just type your answer. Katong nag-appeal mi sa Iloilo o katong startup competition, I really thought that our projects, since we went up to the top 5, kay makuan siya kanang na investor kung nagamit siya. Tapos, ginawa siya screening mo. But, I don't know what's the problem, but until now, wala gyapon siya nagamit. And I'm so afraid because the trick mo when it comes to innovation is that it should be applied as quickly as possible. Okay, for example, ang ako ang innovation, wala pa yun siya na patent, di, pwedeng uban mo claim na. So, kana siya. So I think that's one of the problems here in the Philippines. We are not used to ipapatent ato ang mga works. And mahal po kayo mo papatent. I think the government should make it a free na service na pag napatunayan nilang imuhang innovation is really innovative or one of its kind, dapat ang government mechanism ang magasto para ipapatent na siya. Kaya mahal yun siya and then daghan kay processes. So, ang uban, what happened is that ma-discourage, ibaligya nila ilahang idea sa other countries. Especially United States, o mga countries na may budget. Tama ka, James. Budget is everything. Kaya masipag unsa kanindot imong idea if wala kay panggasto para sa mass production ana. Kasi syempre no, ang start ni mo na is ikaw lang. But later on, once you wanted na madakuon ni mo imong project, tendency is that you need to hire people to help you with that. So, ano siya. So, that's one thing that we have to think about in the future or starting from this day that importante jud na you have plans on what to do with your project. Kaya dili pwede nga gihaguan nimo and then other people will going to abuse it or take advantage of it. We'll talk about that more sa atong next topics. Okay. So let's start now with information systems for the BSIS. Now, kung napansin niyo sa CMO 25 Series 2015, walay labot dito ang computer engineering. That's because, as of now, si computer engineering, gilahi siya o CMO. Wala siya na belong sa computing na degree program, but it's actually part of, wala siyang hybrid ang tawag sa iya. Partly na siya sa engineering, partly na siya sa computing. But most of the schools, kaya libutang siya sa engineering na program. So sa information system, together with the BSIT and the BS Consci, na siya tanan sa CMO 25 Series of 2015. Now, this is how the IS looks like. So it's different from the other na program, computing degree program. So siya gipon na. So as you can see, focused siya sa organizational issues and information systems. Because si information system, siya bali itong magtanaw dyan sa inyong company. Kasi problema. And then, how can we solve the problem? Because a good information system analyst will look for hardware, software, and middleware that compose the information system. Dapat kabalo siya unsay hardware requirements. Let's say, for example, balik ko sa kuwang katong example dati nga, HR. Attendance-wise is the problema ang HR because di nila ma-track kinsay late, kinsay nag-undertime, kinsay nag-leave. So, ang IS should look for first the root cause of the problem. So, kung ano sila karon nga, yung problema di ay because gamit ng logbook lang, isulat lang ang attendance. So, is there any issue with writing your name sa attendance sheet using the logbook? Pwede. Number one, dili honest ang sulat. Kunwari, niabot ang cut-off sa attendance is matag 8 o'clock. Ang nauna sa kuha, 7:45. Ako, niabot ko o 8:30. So, mean kasi walay ni sunod sa 7:45. Ako, isulat na ko dito 7:50. Masipag 8:30 ko niabot. So, pwede nga dili ko mali. Walay nagbantay sa logbook. So, honest ang joke. So, that could be a problem. Isa po, poor handwriting. Kasi, hindi kayo maklaro ang sinulatan. Okay lang pangalan because taas-taas na siya, no? But what about the time? Kasi, ang iyahang 6 o 5, pare-pareho lang pagkasulat. Differ yun na siya. Next is, makalimot kung sulat. So, pwede mag-suggest karon si IS na, what about, let's try biometrics. So, si IS mismo, dili din siya musulti nga mag-develop tayo. But, ang iyang purpose is to look for available solutions, available devices na pwede gamitin tayo. So, biometrics. So, biometrics na siya hardware, na siya software para i-record ang data na gisulod through either fingerprint or eye recognition or facial recognition. Ganyan siya. So, igamit na ang kuan, so monitoring siya. So, karon nanay stable na and efficient na monitoring systems attendance ang HR. So, more on siya sa kaning organization issue na sakop niya tanan ang theory and application. So, need to say, dili lang siya putob lang sa theory at dapat na yung application. Sa application technologies with more on application po siya. Pero wala din siya kaabot sa computer hardware and architecture because dili niya sakop ang mag-design sa hardware plan. System infrastructure pwede pa. Na siya gamay sa application. It's because magkuhan man siya sa application, same as with the software methods and technologies. More an application siya, not with the theory. Diba sana sa sulti, IS should be looking for available resources instead of mag-develop tayo. But, naa siya skill requirements. Problem solving. Problem solving is not just about um, math, but looking at the actual problem in your client. So, kato, HR problems. So, siya pwede maingon dahil na, magkwanta ma, mapalit ani-ani nga software. Mahal mo itong software, basta minugod ang quantity, munang wala may nag-sponsor of software, software application, kaya walay budget. So, ang pwede ka na karoon ang responsibility sa IS, Information Systems Analyst, is to look for efficient solution. When you say efficient solution, makatabang siya at the same time budget friendly. Kung effective money, muna yung difference sa effectiveness ay effective, efficient. Ang efficient, makatabang siya at the same time budget friendly. Ang effective, makatabang siya no matter kung mahal siya o dili. So, dili mag-matter kung basta mugana siya, okay, muna effective. So we always need to think of first, the priorities about efficiency sa solution rather than effectiveness. Naha, difference efficient o sa effective. Management skills. Si IS, since dagad siya o tauhan under him or her, kailangan kabalo siya kung saan to niya. Gano'n dagad siya tauhan. Imagine, if you are working on a project sa information systems analyst, dapat na siya network administrator, na siya database administrator, na siya programmer, na kung siya na mismo sa systems analyst. So, kailangan ito i-coordinate itong katantanan ng mga tao for him or her to come up with a very efficient solution. Next is specialized industry knowledge. Dapat na siya background on different industry. Kaya, hindi siya kailangan mag-immerse dito tayo. Immersion means you have to put yourself in the situation for the longest time. Hindi na kailangan na. But, you have to know the basic. You have to know the basic na concept sa company. Okay, mag-share lang ko. Kato ako, before ko naging teacher, what yung ipakialam ay na sa dagan sa isa company. Ano ko mo sa ins and outs. Now, kato na teacher na ko, since na ko'y 3-year na experience sa call center, most probably kabalo na ko sa concept sa attendance, sa mga assumptions, and all of that. So, while nag-teach ko, kasi hatag mga examples. Now, na-discover ko sa sarili nga, wala makatawag example about HR. Wala ko trabaho sa HR. Wala mo kabalo ko about sa enrollment. Wala ko trabaho sa enrollment. Although, pwede nga, naging evaluator ko ba sa register, wala ko trabaho. Mga mining industry kabalo ko. Because I read or I somehow not read, wala kalabasa, but I somehow educate myself by watching videos, by interviewing people, and even kind of casual conversation with people na involved or part in the industry that is helpful. So, nana ko idea on how to manage this company, and na-figure out na ako nga, na hindi basic formula yun di ay ang company. Kumbaga, nagkalahi lang siya, depende sa iyahang gina-manage or target customer, but definitely pare-pareho rin siya concept. You have your employee, you have your HR, you have kanang evaluation, may magpasuldo ka, and then nakay ka ng customer, bayad sa imuha, and so on and so forth. Pareho na siya. Computer science and programming. Although, wala kayo yung programming na subjects ang IS, but they have to know the basics of programming of sa computer science because it will be easier for them to analyze the situation and even monitor the application na ilang i-implement if they know programming. Kaya kung mag-debug sila, di na kayo sila kailangan pang tawag dayon o ganang programmers or the channel of communication. Mas dali siya i-communicate ang problema when it comes to software problems or issues if kabalo o programming ang IS. Of course, security awareness. Dapat hawod ang IS mo tanaw sa mga security measures. Either it's for the hardware, software, or even the people, the users. Aware siya dapat sa mga laws, mga policies regarding data privacy. So, muna siya ang IS. Okay, nanatakaroon sa information technology. So, napansin ninyo sa information technology is mostly saya is application. And nasakop niya ang organizational issues and information system, application technologies, daw kaya siya ganang kuhaan, kumaga chunk, software methods and technologies of system infrastructure, but wala siya computer hardware and architecture. Dito sila mga iyo ang computer. So kung IT ka, may masuki sa imong hanga, kabalo ka mo ay computer siya dili. Diba IT man ka, ipakita ni siya nga kanang kuan na diagram. Wala tay labot regarding the computer hardware mismo. Maybe ka mo nag-CSS mo, but that is for networking purposes. But when it comes to kanang dito ta mismo basa sa sulod sa hardware, doon na mo, wala tay labot. But we have to know more about programming because you're going to develop applications that will help the entire world. So that's a difference. That's the main difference between the IT and the IS. Si IS, focus kay siya dito sa pag-gather and pag-monitor o pag-evaluate sa isa ka kumpanya. Whereas ang IT, yes, mag-evaluate ka, but we're more on the solution na siya. I-apply na diretso. What na kita sa theory? Gamay na, we have a little bit of theory, but we're more on development. Even sa application. So we have to develop also application. That's why we do have the mobile web programming. We have mobile programming. We're now having your C++ or the CC102, fundamentals of programming. You really have to master that. Kung ma-master nyo ng basics of programming, then the concepts of the other programming languages will be easier for you. Malahi siyang environment, but the concepts are the same. So, skills needed for the BSIT. Coding skills, one. Communication skills, because you're not just going to code, but you also have to introduce or pitch your product. So, I need to say, ikaw nagbuhat, ikaw po ang mag-present ka na. So, bawal ang amang sa IT. Third is knowledge in computer network. So, dapat kabalo ka kung how will the application be implemented. So, dapat kabalo ka nga pila ka computers ang iyahang i-set up because as you can see, you have your systems infrastructure, that belongs to the um, network network uh, component. And lastly is time and project management. So, masig karon nga CC101 pa lang tao, first year pa lang mo, you really have to know how to manage your time. Kaya importante ka na siya as your training ground on how to become an information systems analyst or IT specialist. And hopefully, one of you will be included in the top 30 most influential computer scientists alive in the future. Okay. So, kanya. Now, why I kept on saying specialist, wala mang buhay um, board exam ang IT. The reason is, since technology is changing from time to time, wala tayo specific na concept na pwede siya himawin as word course entry. What we have are certifications. So if you wanted to be certified as a network administrator, you can actually uh, train and take the examination for CCNA, CCNP, for Cisco. There are also Microsoft certifications and a lot more of certifications. Programming certification in dami. So if you want to be good in Perl, in Java, in Python, there are a lot of trainings and programs wherein you can get certifications. I think per level para siyang uh, diba? Level 1, level 2, level 3. So that's it. So next week we'll tackle about IT careers. So let's go back to you guys. Here's my question before we end. Wala-wala ko internet so hi Kenneth, nalito sa dito. Sorry, putol-putol ako yung okay, before we end sa, is there any issue with the big blue button? Lag ba siya or sa ba? Hmm, putol-putol akong tingin. Sige, sige. I'll take note of that. Putol-putol. Sige, sige, sige. So, ako yung ikuan kay Sir Erwin na putol-putol siya. Okay. So, my question is, how can you be part of the 30 most influential computer scientists in the future? So, saan mo, kung sa kaya itong buhaton kaya para kamo maging parte mo sa top 30 most influential computer scientists. Without the, type na lang inyong creative. So, being creative sa command. Kung sa kaya itong mga habits na pwede na ito tanggalon. Tanggalon na itong habits para maging world-renowned maging persistent, study more about technology. So, hard work. Ako i-share about hard work daw. Nakakita kong advertisement sa YouTube. Di daw enough daw ang hard work. Una, you have to work smart. Okay? Sometimes ang good, yung tag-hard work, wala tag magpakamatay sa tuang trabaho. We have to work as in sobra-sobra sa 8 hours. But always try to look at your output. Kumbaga, nag-work of 12 hours, naa ba kay agi. Kumbaga, okay ba imong performance? E kung ano man lang imong concept sa kwan is hard work, which is working more than 8 hours, that is a wrong concept. You have to work smart. You can actually work on shorter time, pero pwede siya na dapat, or target mo is a very unacceptable output. Kumbaga, quality. Quality over quantity. Be more innovative. Now, here's my take on the issue. Nanong walay Pilipino na na-include sa top 30. Una-una, ang Pinoy, dili siya ganahan nga kanang motrabaho nga walay bayad. Pero what yun na? Kanang gani, sige, kanang mag-work gani sa imong passion. Muna kong punto. And most of these computer scientists, they first created their proposal para sa ilahan lang without thinking na mudato ba ko ani. No? Mura pala sa totoo goodness, nato sa balay, inta sa tumama o papa nga. Subuan ti ka at dito sa kuhan. Gusto may pili bayad ana dayo. Gusto ko ma-benefit ana. So, ana ilang ang mentality sa kay nasa top 30. Wala sa nagunahuna o kung say ako mag-gain. But, nagunahuna sila o kung sa mabay ako mabuhat. Mudyo na siya ang pinaka-importante because kanina nga naka-idea, bright ka. Pwede mag-good na inborn na ka na. Pero, ang question, mubuhat ba ka masing wala kay kapalit? Ano ba? You produce first your product, then later on, let's see what will happen. Number 2, ang Pinoy kay di na siya ganahan na mahadlok na siya basta na expansion na mahitabo. Okay lang siya ginagmay. Kanila kita-kita lang. Kung may na kay dako na ato ni siyang ikuan, ato ni siyang i-showcase, ato ni siya sa wider audience. Ang kasagaran sa mga Filipino nga scientists or creators, mahadlok sila because they don't want na ma-compare, mahadlok sa criticisms, kanya. These people did not created these outputs overnight. Daghang failures ang hitabo sila. Hindi siya kaningang pagbuhat nila, nisikat dayo. Let's say for example, Google. Si Google, wala na siya nisikat sa una. Way back my time. Pinakasikat na search engine is Yahoo. Yahoo nga search engine. Ang Google at nga time is wannabe lang na siya. Kumbaga, isa lang siya sa mga search engines. But, kung sige buhat karon ni Google para mahimo siyang kaiba. For how many years na wala silang top, nag-create sila Google products. So, di lang siya yung email, di lang siya yung search engine. They also have several products such as Google Slide, Google Drive, so on and so forth. Even YouTube, ilan na gikuha, i-acquire na nila. So, yung honest na so, ang tao will not just going to look Google as a search engine, but it's actually a social media platform with applications. Di lang siya web, na po siya mobile version. Facebook was also a wannabe. Hindi po na siya sikat before because ang sikat sa una is Friendster. So, si Friendster, kampante kay siya because yun siya nga, walang feeling niya, hindi invulnerable siya. Yun kasi, wala na yung makatupong siya because grabe ang Friendster sa una. But, Si Facebook, giagi niya og simplicity sa interface. Because si Friendster is disikat siya sa interface, pero iyahang features, mas nilabwan siya ni Facebook. Yes, Jefferny, you got it. Tama. Giagi ni Facebook og games. Ang pinaka na-addikan ako nga games sa una is Mafia Wars. Ambot lang. Mumatadyo kong kadlawon ana kay kailangan siya mo dagan iyang kuan wild loans. Wild loans. Kanang dapat mo kuan mo replenish mo na iyang kanang mga man ay kanang like kwarta or something. Click. It's just clicking kuan na siya game. Mafia Wars, away-away mo click lang. Then iabot na itong mga Farmville. Dagan sa una stick run. Dagan sa una nabuang og Farmville. Ako sa una magtrabaho ko before ko madto sa work. Tetris pa jud. Magtanong ko sa Farmville o kanang tanong 12 hours before siya malaya. Kaya para pagbalik na ako, harvest na ako. Yung Candy Crush. Although Candy Crush is di siya part sa Facebook na, but what I mean is, wala niya giatbangan ang Friendster sa pareho nga level. Muna sakit sa Pinoy. Kung napansin ninyo, sa atong community, yan, daily feature. Tama. Di ba napansin niya sa atong kuwan sa tuang community, pag naaga niya magpatukod og barbecue stand, tanan na siya dira sa street, mag-barbecue na siya tanan. Pari-pareho pa yun ang dagway. Tapos, pag nawala ang barbecue nga isa, hinahinay po nagkawala ang tanan. Nawala sa to ang concept sa mga Filipino is, why not create variety? Kumbaga, kung ako nag-barbecue, nakaunan ako, tanaw na ako karon unsay wala sa iyang barbecue. Kung iyang barbecue is puro siya pork, why not mag-barbecue ko na seafood? So, barbecue, pero di pareho o gibaligya. Tama? So, ika-third na tindahan, na may barbecue nga pork, barbecue nga seafood, wala pa nagkuan o drinks. So, mag-drinks sa ko. So, kung tanan nagnegosyo, di pareho tanan ang ilahang ibaligya. Kay, isa lang, pila naman dyan tao nga mutilaw o barbecue stand, sa barbecue stand, napulo ka barbecue. No, isa niya. Gusto mong nakita sa mga progress niya, sir, bago mo take o rest. You know why? Kulang man good ang ato ang culture kita feasibility study. Masipag unsa nakagamay imong negosyo, ang feasibility study ka, it doesn't mean nga na barbecue stand nga natukod. Ganahan barbecue ang inyong community. Why not you go to the community, magpa-survey ka. Wala pa dyan nakakitaan na nagbuhat na. Magpa-survey ka. Unsay gusto din yung kaunon di ay. Unsay gusto ibaligya. So out from those kind of answers, data coming from the community, saka ka magbuhat sa inyong negosyo or inyong So ang Pinoy, ang ginabuhat sa Pinoy is copycat. Diba? Hi Jasper, nagakopy ta sa mga butang nga nabuhat naman. So wala yun siya innovation. That's the problem. So, kumbaga ba, kung saan ito pag-angat, na namin nauna. So we have to look for i-redirect na itong atuang ideas para mahimo siya innovative. Actually, I'm giving you now the concept of what will happen to your project sa CC101. Again, the concept here is naanay na una. But the question is, kung sa imuhang bag-o ihatag by not totally copying the first one. pwede siya nga inspiration. Labi na inspiration no, wala sa ako ang classroom ha. Uso kani ha, ganun. Na classmate, patanawa ko si mo answer B, di na ko kopyahon, kanang kuan lang kanang baguhon ako. Ako'y pagpasa, ang nabag-o lang kay pangalan. Tama. Siya. Pero ako sa imuhang kuan, imuhang papel, kay idea, kung ano na akong idea. Ang ending, ang pangalan lagi kuha, pero ang tibuok nga answer, kikopya. Yung ana ang hitabo sa Pilipino. I am not saying na ang Pilipino dili kabalo. Of course. Tulungan. That's not the concept of tulungan. Oo. Mali na siyang concept. Kaya nga no, tulungan gani. Naman eh, kung unsa kita imuhang ang gusto na magtulungan. Tabangan ka para makasubmit lang o assignment or tabangan ka para makasagot sa assignment. Tuhan siya ha? Oo. Sabay-sabay ang tapos sabay-sabay ko dulubog. Muna na siya ron. Hindi pwede. Of course, Marlo, tama na unity, but we have to make sure na imuhang idea is to help the other person na makasabot siya para makatindog siya on his or her own. E kung ana manggod na spoon feed ni mo nga, nakoy klase kopyahan na lang ni, what if mawala ka? What if mo transfer na lang in school? Pwede na mo classmate. How can that person stand by his own? Mali siya. Diba? So, why not ako, para na sa inyo activity sheet karon, wala ko problema nga mag-brainstorming mo. Mas maigay na no nga, mag-create mo inyong study group, tapos you discuss my worksheet, o mag-discuss ta karon ana. Siyempre, sa inyong discussion, makakame up to mo one idea. But remember, that is just an idea. Dili kailangan mo sundugon ninyo ang the way pagsulat sa inyong answer sa worksheet. Kailangan man na, di ba, na kung napansin ninyo, when you watch a movie, tayo na, barkada mo nagtanaw movie, masipag isa lang yung gitanaw nga movie, napansin ninyo na may kanya-kanyang opinion, may kanya-kanyang view, o pagsabot sa plot, sa story. That's the same thing sa atong worksheet. Masayon para sa ko masayon gud na siya nga kuan gud nga task. Magtapok mo online, i-discuss ninyo or pwede mo mag-discuss mo diri sa tuwang LMS. Later on, I will put a forum sa tuwang LMS. Mag-discuss mo diri sa LMS. Tapos out from your discussion, pwede ko ma-enter, may tabang sa kaway na. Pero ang pagsulat ninyo, you have to write it on your phone. Kaya di nyo ma-test kung sabay na sabtan ako, kaya pwede sabay lang ka sa tama. Discuss mo niya. Okay, pag sulat ako, wala ko balong sa isulat. So, nga lang ka-simple. Ang muna, kita nga Pinoy, we have to adapt the changes na itamo sa tibok kalibutan. Wala ko na itong pagkatapulan. Ang Pinoy tapulan. Bright ang Pinoy. How mo kanta, how mo sayaw, how mo acting, talented. Dahil sa math, dahil sa siasa, hospitable ta, in demand ta abroad for services, sa domestic helper, o sa anything, tungkol kugihan ta kunuhay. Pero, tapulan ta, magunahuna, o bago. Kanang physical nga kuan, pwede, kugihan ta, pero kanang pagganahon ganito auto to create something new, medyo natin problema as Filipino in that area. So muna ang wala lang sa tuwa. Kaya kinatana, my God, kanang kuan, kanang 15 ka buok ng Pilipino, ay isip ang Amerikano sa top 30, you can beat that. So, you can beat that. Sige. Oh, yun ako birthday. Sa engineer. Yun ako birthday. Sige. I do hope no, madali na po. Actually, I'm not just talking about difference between ITIS, CONSA, and CONTI, but I wanted also to to share kung saan mapagpasayo sa kinabuhi. Life is very unfair. That's a fact. But it's up to us on how we see life and how we deal with it. Okay? So, again, we will slowly be using this LMS. So, hinahinay na mawala karon sa Facebook unit. Facebook unit will now be a venue for announcements. But for modified hybrid students, dili ta mo gamit. I do hope that I could actually improve the performance for sa bani kani sa big blue button, but if wala pa jud because bago pa ni siya no, stick around lang. Anyways, ay dili ako nagbuhat ani nanigili siya big blue button. Actually ang nag-program ani, yeah, week 4 sa Google Drive lang sa hinihinay lang ta siguro by week 6 kay dili na ta mag-submit jud sa um, sa LMS. Ang nag-program ani sa kaning LMS na to si Sir Erwin Asidilio sa MIS. Siya ang nagbuhat ani. Actually, it's made from Moodle. Ang Moodle BI is a open source na platform. Baga, na siya daan. Tapos, ikaw na lang mo program kung saan mo siya pag-design na mahimo siyang LMS or Learning Management System. And kani siya is nabuhat na po siya as project sa isa sa capstone project. Kung natanawan ninyo itong Sir Saban Subject, yeah, by November 2020, all modified hybrid classes will be in the LMS. and good news, mawala na to isa ka subject dagan kay mo because on November 2020, November 3 I guess, yeah, November 3 is kung unsa inyong kasi teacher for that subject, dito na mo magklase sa LMS. So, di mo mahalo kami. Okay, gets? Pila ka days na buhat. Si Sir, nagbuhat siya ani, kanang mas 2 months. Kaya pa man na to karon, 5 months man na to karon, since June, July, August, September, October. Mga 2 months na nabuhat. Tanaw to niyo kuha na katong TIORC ang sa bars na capstone project. LMS po to siya or Learning Management System. Katupod siya, nabuhat siya for 2 years. So, pwede niyo siya mahimo ni siyang project later on. So, amping mo guys, I do hope that safe mo dira and then just wait for my announcements sa atong Facebook units regarding our class. Okay. So, take care po mo. And don't forget, Wednesday is the deadline for our worksheet. Deadline sa worksheet Wednesday, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You are now muted.